Good evening. Hi. Welcome. You're sitting comfortably. We're gonna have a little bit of banter first before we get on with this. How is everyone doing? I assume you know why you're tuning in. We're going to listen to some music sent to me by strangers from the internet. I was thinking of calling the show Strangers from the Internet. Although it would need more spooky music than this, but I could maybe do something like this. Strangers from the Internet. Would need more spooky music. So, just wanted to show you this quickly. This is something that you can get if you join my Patreon, which you really must. If you haven't by now, why? Why haven't you? This is a little project I've been working on. It's like it's an XY. You can't see. Let me turn the cursor on. You click on this little XY thing and it does things. Right now it's doing a little sort of beat repeat type thing. You click, it records a bar of audio, and when you click on it, it stops, and then you can go to like a bit in the audio and repeat bits by clicking and dragging like that. And then when you let go, it starts recording again. I've made this nice declicking algorithm, but it's still not quite perfect because I'm using a ramp-based readback system rather than a count-based readback system, and kind of makes getting rid of clicks tricky. It's been taking me years and years to try and find a way to get rid of that, but it's not bad. The problem is that when you change the ramp speed, the ramp hasn't finished its full phase. Which means it hasn't finished reading back the window that's doing the amplitude. So you still get clicks. But anyway, that's on Patreon now. And I'll be releasing versions of that. So what is this live stream about? Well, I tell you what, on Friday night, I was enjoying some drinks alone, as I do most of my life. And I was like, I'm going to listen to some music. I'm going to listen to some music on the internet. And I kind of hit this point where I was like, oh, I think I've listened to everything. Obviously, I haven't listened to everything. But I was thinking like, I've listened to this 100 times, and I don't want to go and find anything new, and nothing's really exciting me. Nothing's making me laugh, making me cry, making me want to dance. Nothing's getting me excited. I felt a little flat, a little bit lost. And so I thought, hey, why don't I just ask strangers on the internet to send me to send me music. I've done this a couple of times before, but this time I'm going to do it a little differently. So what I did was I made a Google form. I posted the form to the internet and asked people to send me links. Now, they can either have feedback on the track that they send, or they can just be happy for the song to be played. So we're going to listen to some music from random strangers from the internet. And we're going to give each other some feedback. Or just, give each other a little pat on the back, or kind of say, oh, well, actually, Richard wouldn't have done that, because I went to school with him and I know that he wouldn't do anything like that. Now, I want to be sort of quite transparent about this because I personally have had people make requests in the past that I should give feedback sessions on people's tracks. And I've always never really been that keen on it. Partially because of just my own crippling anxiety that I think, why on earth would anyone care what I think? And also because I've never asked for feedback on anything I've done ever, because I don't give a fuck. Like, there's probably going to be a lot of effing and jeffing in this show as I get a little bit passionate. But I've never really asked for feedback from people. The first bit of feedback that I ever got was when I played the guitar in assembly at school, and everyone stood up and clapped. And I was like, well, that's all the feedback I need. I'm good. That's it. I don't need to ask for feedback for anything. So I never really have. Sometimes I have. Sometimes I've been like, oh, if I'm a little uncertain about something, I've been a little bit like, is this all right? Sorry, I'm just reading the comment. So I thought, I'm not like some sort of super successful artist with Grammys and successful records, and I make music for myself. So I personally don't think my feedback is really worth anything. So I'm very flattered to discover that I received 60 submissions from people. Now, I said I wanted to be transparent about this. The idea is that we're going to try and give some feedback, which you may not get any from me at all, because I might just be like, if that's what you wanted to do, who am I to say do it differently? Also, if some of you are just using this as an opportunity to just get people to listen to your music, then I will know and I will be judging you. But at the same time, I probably would have done the same thing myself. So I'm just judging myself as well. So really, I've no idea what we're going to do. But I wanted to involve you, the listeners, somehow. So we have 43 submissions for people who are interested in getting feedback. Now, there's no way I'm going to be able to do 43 songs. We're going to start with, let's say, 5 to 10, because we've also got 16 submissions from people who don't want feedback and are just happy to have the song played, which is good, because that means I don't really have to listen, because I don't need to say anything. So that is when I will go for a piss. Now, I was going to write some sophisticated max patch to randomize all of these links. I haven't done that because I was too busy watching Grand Theft Auto 4, the sitcom, which is really rather funny. I'm also using my iPad as a third screen. Every time I do these things, the tech just gets more and more overwhelming. I hope that nothing shuts down just suddenly. I've started realizing that I have not enough screen space, and I'm starting to get like, I want more screens. Anyway, I'm becoming one of those streamer people who has all these screens. So, chat, if you would like to volunteer yourself to choose random numbers, please post in the chat now, me. Just say me or me or whatever. And then I will allocate you at various points to pick random numbers, and then I will play whichever link is on that number in my spreadsheet. Think about that for a minute. No, don't just pick random numbers. I'm going to pick one of you, because I can't just pick 22, 3, 5, and 7. I want you to volunteer yourself to be picked to pick a random number, right? I will randomly pick someone who volunteers themselves and then ask them to randomly pick a number. Come on, pay attention, people. Come on. Thought about this very hard. This is already too anxiety-inducing. I'm very sorry. My crippling anxiety won't allow that, sorry. Oh no, I've made you all so fragile with my intro. Me, all right. Sinan Unanic. Pick a number between 1 and 43 now. Sinan Unanic. Pick a number between 1 and 43 now. Do it now. Do it now! Sinan Unanic. Your car is double parked. 31. Nice one. Right, we're going to go for 31. Let's see. So this is by, I believe the artist is Young Windzip, who actually sent 3. That's a little bit naughty. Some of you have sent multiple ones. It's taking liberties a little bit. Right. No, it's not really. I don't care. Right. So I'm going to drag this over here. Okay. And I'm going to stop that. Oh, where's it gone? Oh, God. Oh, no, already. I'm fucking... Okay. All right. Glitchy acid IDM thing. Do they want feedback? Number 31. They'd like some feedback. Okay. Right, everyone. We're going to listen to this. We're going to give some feedback. You can give feedback in the chat if you want. Get involved. Let's have a listen to this. All right. That was at Glitchy Acid. I had a feeling I was going to get stuff like this. Glitchy Acid IDM thing from the 5th of April. This is pretty much fresh, probably unfinished. In fact, it says whip zip. So this is possibly unfinished, I would guess. So what do you say to something like that that isn't unfinished? Well, first of all, finish it and put an intro in. Because it sort of starts a little suddenly, which isn't a bad thing, but it kind of feels like it's starting halfway through. So I would say that you've probably got the second half finished, and you maybe need to make the first half, or you need to make something to start here. Can you see where I'm drawing on this waveform that doesn't actually exist? You start on something here, and then go into this bit, maybe have a little break, and then do something again that mirrors this bit, and then go to this bit. I don't know. Let's see what some of the... I can't actually... I keep wanting to sort of touch the iPad to scroll the comments, but forget I can't do that. Let's look at some of these comments. Bad acid trip, bit circusy in it, It sounds a little muddy. Maybe cut around. Hello, this sounds professional. It sounds a little muddy. Maybe cut out 2 dB around 200 hertz. Wow, fellow passenger, what ears you have, and it will fix it completely. How do you know that? That's amazing. I'm pranging out. What does that mean? I love it. 10 out of 10. I quite like the sustained organ sound, but could be nice if ducked slightly with the choppy elements. Well, interesting, but could that get a little bit throttly? No, that's not the word. A little choky, because it's very fast, and ducking with such fast stuff can get a little bit much. Maybe sort of more panorama with the synthy bits and the beats a little bit more central and very close, so that there's some differentiation in space with the choppy bits all very close and in the center. You can't see me, but I'm sort of waving my hands in front of my face. And then all the synthy bits kind of behind it, but very wide. I wonder if sort of ducking and sidechaining might make it a little bit like... sort of waving my hands in front of them. Yeah. It was short as well, which kind of makes me think that it's not finished. So finish it. Just finish it, would you? I don't know if this person's even watching, listening. I hope that was kind of useful. There was nothing else really that kind of made me think, oh, why did you do that? Because this is the thing. I kind of suspected I'm going to be getting a lot of stuff that's so abstract that it's going to kind of be really hard to sort of really offer anything. Because if it's like that, how can you really sort of argue with it? And I think maybe that, I there's a couple of things floating around, some rhetorics, if that's the right word to use, that are floating around my brain, which I'll get onto later, that we can discuss. But the chat seems to have enjoyed it. The organ thing could be more dynamic, would give the rest more room. Maybe. It does feel like a song made by an install wizard. This is... That's very good. All right, so let's move on. That was Young Windzip. Now, that person sent me 3 tracks. So I'm not going to play the other one, so I'm going to get those 3 there. And can I change the color? Oh, how can I don't know how to use Google Sheets. Where can I change the color of the... Sorry, everyone, you're going to have to wait for me to do this. Can I just... Oh, I'll make them bold, maybe. There we go, bold. Yeah, bold. That means I can see. All right, so now, who wants to pick the next number? If you want to pick the next number in the chat, say me. Leave the comment saying me. Now, do it now. Do it now. We'll move on to the next song, which will be a song where they're not asking for feedback and they're just happy to have it played, which is probably a shameless self-promotion tactic, which I probably would have done myself. Me, food for the gods. Right, food for the gods. Pick a number between 1 and 16. Do it now. Food for the gods. 4. Right, number 4. I'm ready to turn the push on and start so I can control Ableton, but I'm worried at everything. What did you say? Number 4. Number 4. Right. Okay. So this is by, I can't pronounce this word. Gator. Gator. Oh, this is a Bandcamp link. Let's have a look at this. Okay. Let's bring this in here. We care about your privacy. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, I bet you do. What do I want to do? Accept necessary only. Oh my God. 16 minutes. 16 minutes. It's quite a long time. Do we want to hear all of it? Let's maybe do some of it. 16 minutes. Did you mean to send me this? Let's have a listen. Might be good. Might be worth it. Talk. So this is by Gator. Am I pronouncing that right? From New York, it seems. I posted the link in the chat. Go and follow that person. Mastered by B. All right, there we go. That was pretty mad. That was exciting. Stop it. Stop now. Bring back my music. Okay, cool. All right, I'm getting a fuzzy feeling. This is. I was nervous about this, but I'm starting to have fun. It's probably the beer, or maybe it's the heartburn. It's giving me a funny feeling inside. All right, so that track was submitted on the premise that it was just happy to be played. So now we're going to play a track that has been submitted on the premise that it would want some feedback. So I'm going to ask someone in the chat to volunteer themselves to pick a random number between 1 and 48, but not 31, 32, or 33. This could get complicated. I'm sure I'll manage. Right. Someone in the chat, if you want to volunteer yourself to pick a random number, say me. Me. Okay, Sin. Pick a number between 1 and 43, but not 31, 32, or 33. Do it now. Sin. S-I-N-N. Sin. Sin. S-I-N-N. Pick a number between 1 and 43, but not 31, 32, or 33. 8. Good. Right, number 8. This is another Bandcamp, I think. Yeah, by Food for Riot. Let's get this up. Just getting it up now. Yeah, this is going to take some. Make this nice and slick. Hang on. Which one am I playing here? Oh, maybe there's something in the comments here. I'd like feedback. No, well, feedback on what? This is a whole album. Shall I just pick a random one? Oh, hang on. I know this. I know Amousement. I know these people. Are you there? Oh, I'm just going to pick one at random. Let's listen to this Amousement one. It's 4 minutes. Yeah, let's do this one. Oh, hang on. Stop that clip.
Televise, I'm telling lies. Devastate the terrorists that terrorize. I'll testify my television, televise, I'm telling lies. terrorists that terrorize. I'll testify my television, televise, I'm telling lies. Genocide, but whatever they tried, Palestine will never die. This is not a war, it's systematic genocide, but whatever they tried, Palestine will never die. This is not a war, it's systematic genocide, but whatever they tried, Palestine will never die. This is not a war, it's systematic genocide, but whatever they tried, Palestine will never die. This is not a war, it's systematic genocide, but whatever they tried, Palestine will never die. This is not a war, it's systematic genocide, but whatever they tried, Palestine will never die. This is not a war, it's systematic genocide, but whatever they tried, Palestine will never die.
All right. That was this. They've said I'd like feedback, but this is clearly a release. So I think maybe there was either some... Oh, there's lots of information here. I think maybe there was perhaps a misunderstanding when they submitted this. Probably because I was not very clear on the rules, but I don't care for rules. But really, I don't really see the point in giving feedback on something that's already been released. Maybe I've not been clear about this. My sort of intentions were that we would give feedback on things that were not finished, perhaps helping people sort of gather the confidence in order to make the decision to finish something through commune. Was that a word salad or did that make sense? But anyway, we've listened to it now. So how about that? Okay. So this is going pretty well. And we're going to listen to another song that was happy to not have feedback, just be played. First of all, I'm just going to select those. They did a multiple submission as well. Yeah, I think if I'm going to do this, I'm going to have to I'm going to have to crack the whip a little bit. I've never really done this before. Like we've done things in the past where people have just sent me stuff and I've played it and just said nothing, and then someone left a comment that sort of jarred me a little bit. It was like, what's the point if you're not going to give any feedback? And I was like, oh no. I did that for weeks, months, years, not really. So, all right. So, and also this works out quite nicely because I've finished my first beer and go and get another one whilst we listen to the track that doesn't want any feedback, which means I don't have to listen in order to give any feedback. So, someone in the chat, volunteer yourself by saying me to pick a number between 1 and 16, not number 4, because we've listened to that already. Someone in the chat, volunteer yourself to pick a random number between 1 and 16, not 4, by saying me in the chat. Can you see how I'm making this interactive? Getting you all involved. Right, so Nilla, N1LLA, pick a number between 1 and 16, not number 4. Do it now. 16. All right. 16 it is. Oh, this is a YouTube by Doug Michael. That's a strong name. All right, this looks good. Yeah. Oh, it's an Ableton session screen cap. Love this shit. Okay. Doug Michael Music. Hello, Doug. Let's subscribe. All right, let's listen to this. Let's stop that nonsense. Here we go. Well, how about that? Let's let it... sorry, I stopped it a bit early. I think it's going to fade to black. There we go. Well, that was nice, wasn't it? Miami Vice. Thank you, Doug Michael Music. Nice little bit of slide guitar in there. Sexy, sexy slide guitar. Sexy, sexy slide guitar. I love it. Okay, let's move on. Let's bring back the AI Kitchen music. All right. So, I have replenished my beverage. Now, someone in the chat, volunteer yourself by saying the word me, typing the word me, M-E, type it in the chat if you would like to volunteer yourself to pick a number between 1 and 43, but not 7 or 8, not 31, 32, 33. I guess I could eliminate those numbers. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that might be better. Okay, Backfire. Pick a number between 1 and 43, but not 31, 32, 33, or 7 and 8. Pick a number now. Backfire. B-A-C-C, fire. Pick a number now between 1 and 43, but not 7 and 8 and 31, 32, 33. Do it now. 3. 3 it is. This is by Steady Rest. They claim that they want feedback. We'll find out about that. Maybe see if they've left any comments here. No, I maybe I should have maybe done a little section in the form saying if there's anything in particular that they would like feedback on. Right, what am I doing here? Fuck. Oh, it's a Google link. How do you do a Google Drive link? It look. Okay, got it. Right, okay. Google Drive, sometimes they need a little while to warm up, don't they? All right. I'll just get this all nice and neat and organized. As I say, I've never really done this before. I don't know how to make it look cool and fancy, you know. Okay, let's listen to this. It's called Know Me 01. This is by Steady Rest. Let's see if this is going to play. Is it going to play? Yeah. All right. That was very, very nice. I think that's a fruit react. So that was No Me 01 by someone calling themselves Steady Rest. This is an interesting one because they've just sent a Google Drive link and nothing else. There was a field or a section in the form that said if you wanted to submit more links. This person has not done that. What can we say about that? Well, first of all, I noticed in the chat that some people left some comments that were exactly what I was thinking, which was, where is this going to go? This intro is stirring up all kinds of expectations, and somehow none of them were met. And yet I was not disappointed. That's clever. I think that's pretty clever. It was hooky, which is a sophisticated music word that we use to say that it's repetitive without being boring or getting boring. I don't really know what else to say. I mean, it sounded pretty good. It was psychedelic, the sort of vocals going wow 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 wow. I'm trying to do an impression of that song. The bass was really like soothing. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was long without, it didn't feel like it dragged. This is sort of kind of what you can do sometimes with quite a sort of, I don't want to say simple idea, but there wasn't really a huge amount going on, but the way that it kind of pulls in and out of all of these different ideas is a good tactic, I think, for when you have something. If you've maybe got something and you're kind of like, I don't really know what to do with this. Let's say you've got 16 bars or 32 bars or something. You're kind of like, oh, where do I go? That is the perfect opportunity to just play with the actual mix. Not the mix in terms of like the EQing and the levels, but like, what if I just pull this bit out? What if I turn this bit down for a bit and then bring it back and then pull that one down, like a chop and change? Combinations of different snapshots of the mix. And you can turn that into an entire piece, and you can take like quite a straightforward idea and turn it into something very engaging. I don't know if that's what this person's done, but that's something you could try. I enjoyed that very much. Steady Rest. Good job. Nice. I'm having a nice time. So now we're going to flip to a song that someone has submitted that they're just happy to have played without any feedback. Let's just have a little quick look in the chat down here. Great tip for all my unfinished files. Ah, well, I'm glad you think so. Let's have a look here. Well done. This is great. This sounds very well put together. Sits in the mix very nicely. I agree. Some sounds here sound like what I might get out of a Digitact. Okay. Not that I would arrange them this smoothly. Yes, it was smooth. I agree. No sort of jarring moments. Very good stuff. Someone said something that it sounded a bit mid-2000s. I was sort of thinking the same thing. A little bit sort of that kind of two-steppy, dubby sort of Joy Orbison stuff. That sort of 2007. That kind of thing. All right. So now, someone in the chat saying the word me. If you've already done it, step down. We can't just have the same people doing it. So someone in the chat say me. Okay, B has said me before I've even asked. So I'm going to pick B. B. Pick a number between 1 and 16, but not 4 and not 16. Do it now. I'm going to play with my little XY pad thing. B. Pick a number between 1 and 16, not 4 and not 16. 9. Okay, here we go. It's number 9. Number 9. This is a Bandcamp thing by Roybot. Let's get this ready. All right, let's put that here. I think I'm going to have to try and make this all look a little bit more fancy. Whilst I was listening to that song, I was thinking, oh, I wonder if I could get like pull up some animated GIFs of cats dancing or something. Make it a little bit, I need to make it more visually, because we're just sort of listening, aren't we? There's nothing to look at, so I need something to look at. All right. So this is Roybot, and this is called Black Burst Generator, and it's only 3 minutes. So let's have a listen. Well, how about that? That was Black Burst Generator by Roybot. I have no idea how I'm going to tag this live stream after the fact. It's just so eclectic. This must be the track my mum warned me about. Dubstep sounds different now. You're funny, you lot. All the elements are there. The sound design is fantastic. My only feedback would be to keep the flow of the beat with the effects. All right. When is the next listening event and how do I submit? I have some crazy experiments I want to share. Well, good question. When will the next episode of Strangers from the Internet? When will that be? I don't know. I'm experimenting. I kind of thought I needed a new thread of content, and I do really enjoy sitting here listening to random strangers from the internet. So vote now if you think I should call it Strangers from the Internet. Maybe I'll do one next week. Maybe next month, next year. Maybe never again. I really don't know. But I would like to do it quite often because it's nice to sit here and listen to some stuff. And so, how do you submit? I will share a Google form on my various socials, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Patreon. And not to paid members, but to all members on Patreon. To which I have a ridiculous amount now. Not the paid ones, just the free ones. So, and if I don't play them all, I don't know what I'm going to do about that. I'm working this out as I go. I really like how this image looks like it's a photograph of a vinyl. I don't know if that's on purpose, or maybe it really is. I don't know. But that's sort of, I don't know, it looks like a Ministry album cover or something. I don't know. Like a Nine Inch Nails. Don't know. Right. Let's move on. Now we're going to listen to a track that has asked for some feedback. So, chat. Someone in the chat who isn't anyone who's already said this. I've got to make this easier somehow. If you would like to volunteer to pick a number, please type me in the chat, and then I will ask you to pick a number between 1 and 43, but not 3, not 7 and 8, and not 31, 32, or 33. If you would like to do that, say me now in the chat, unless you've already said it. Let's make this fair. Everyone's going to get a go. Me, Jawa Lennon, me. Pick a number between 1 and 43, but not 3, not 7, not 8, not 31, not 32, and not 33. Do that now. Not 3, not 7, not 8, not 31, 32, 33. Nine-inch snails. Nine-inch Snails is the octogenarian tribute band. 13. Okay, nice one. Cheers. 13. Okay, this is Mario's Friend. This is a SoundCloud link. Nice. Let's get this up. And bring this over here. It's redirect. All right. Look at that. It's like using the internet in 1997. Oh! Hang on a minute. It's not coming out my... Hang on a minute, I got a technical problem. Oh no, it is coming out my monitors. Sorry everyone. Right, let's rewind. Rewind that, please. Okay. All right, there we go. That was Mario's Friend with a song called Dating App Using Friends. DJ Henny VIP. I don't know what any of those things mean. So I've got to give feedback on that. I'm not really too sure I have any. I think it sounded pretty good. I don't know what else to show. Oh, so this person's left a comment. I don't know what else to show. Love your videos. Oh, that's nice. That gives me a funny feeling inside. But that might be the heartburn. Yeah. That was fun. Yeah. Some people were saying if it was my yardies bring all the milkshakes to the boys. No, that's not it, is it? Whatever that sample is. Needs more bed squeaks. Okay. It's like Jersey Club Trance or something. What is that? You've just made that up. What the hell is Jersey Club Trance? Do you mean Jersey is in the British occupied island in the Channel Islands? Where Bergerac was set? Or do you mean Jersey like a fancy jumper? Explain yourself. Oh, hang on a minute. Where's my background music? It was sort of... There was something sort of quite crunchy about it, and someone made a comment about the YouTube, the SoundCloud compression. I don't know if that's the case. There was something sort of crunchy, crispy about it, which may have been on purpose. In which case, I'm not going to argue. This is the thing. If you people have decided that this is a good idea, who am I to argue with that? Because, like I say, it's all about decisions, and even if I don't agree with the decision, I respect those who make them when it comes to art, as we all should. Not that I want to preach. It's just my opinion. But since we're here for my opinion, our opinion, I liked it. I like that sort of... That sort of like 3/16. Is it 3/16 or like a dotted eighth note, dotted 16th? I'm ruining it now by trying to do a terrible impression of it. Right. So that was Mario's Friend. I've posted the link in the chat. Go and follow them if you like. Now we're going to listen to a song that has not been submitted for feedback and is just happy to be played. I need to clear my throat. So if someone in the chat would like to volunteer themselves to pick a random number, please say me now, unless you have already done that. Please say me in the chat, and you can pick a number between 1 and 16, but not number 4, not number 9, and not number 16. And we will listen to another track that has not been submitted for feedback, but is just happy to be played. That's the Jersey Club rhythm, but it wasn't Jersey Club. I'm still none the wiser. Me. Okay. CHWBK. Pick a number between 1 and 16, but not 4, not 9, and not 16. CHWBK. Chwubuk. 11. Very good. Did I bold out that? Yeah, I did. Mario's Friend. Right, okay. Number 11 it is. This is a SoundCloud job. And here we go. Here it is. Let's pull it in here. Let's say goodbye to that one. Let's get it ready. Let's get it all nice and neat. All right. Excuse me, I need to burp. Okay. I need to get a burp button. All right. Glueport Texton promo version 7 days ago. This is private. This playlist is private. It's a playlist. Which one do I play? We'll just play the first one, shall we? Grits Final Master. there we go. That was Glueport. This playlist is private, so I won't share the link because no one will be able to see it anyway. Or perhaps that's not good form on my part. I don't know. But anyway, go and look up Glueport if you liked that. That was nice. Thank you. Right. We move on now. Hang on a minute. Let me just put that to bold so that I can see I've already done it. Right. Okay. Let's bring back the music. I need to make this more smooth. More smooth in the future. Right. Okay. So let's just catch up on what some of you people are saying. It would be nice if it was a weekly thing. Yeah, maybe. I'm thinking about it. And I quite like a Tuesday. Tuesdays, for personal reasons, there's a bit of a certain day of the week. I like to keep it free. But doing something like this at the end of the day would be pretty nice. Well, it's the end of the day for me. Might not be for some of you. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, it could just be on this occasion I was just bombarded is a little bit of a strong word. Overwhelmed with with submissions. If I got like 60 every week, I'd have enough to just go forever. Probably. I mean, how many have we done now? We've done about 10, and it's only just over an hour. I thought I would have 10 done by now, but I forget these things are quite short. All right, so someone in the chat. All right, Ricky. Oh, I'm sorry if I struggle with these names. Ricky Kekarovsky. Pick a number between 1 and 43, but not 3, not 7 or 8, not 13, and not 31, 32, or 33. Pick a number. Ricky Kekarovsky. Pick a number between 1 and 43, not 3, not 7 and 8, not 13, and not 31, 32, 33. Yeah. Do that. 44. There is no 44. 1 and 43. 1 and 43. But not 31, 32, 33. Not 13, not 7 and 8, not 3. And not 44, because there is no 44. Try again, please. There is no 44. Are you taking the piss? 1 and 43. Not 3, not 7 or 8, not 13, and not 31, 30. Right, someone else do it. This guy's making a mockery of me. I will not be mocked on my own show. If anyone's going to do the mocking of me, it's going to be me. 60-10. Right, if you're going to start dicking about, I'm not going to take this seriously anymore. I shall storm out in a huff. And then I will tell the internet how disruptive you were. 3. We've done 3. I knew something like this would happen. I should never have trusted you people. 43. Right, okay. Finally. You play ball. What do we got here? This is a little bit tricky because they've posted a whole load of stuff. Let's see if this works. Let's see if this link works. Okay. Egrets. I feel like Egrets has been... I remember that name. I'm very sorry. I don't always remember, but sometimes I do. Egrets. I feel like Egrets. I recognize this name. Yes. I clearly have heard of Egrets before because I'm following them. So this is a track that they would like some feedback for. Number 43. Let's see if they've said anything else. My latest down-tempo track. That's a Spotify link. I'm not interested in that. Yes, I was a little bit sort of like, I didn't really want Spotify tracks because of copyright stuff. Whereas SoundCloud and Bandcamp, you can kind of get away with it a little bit better. Okay, so this is called Yeah, Feel Good Hit for the End of the World. Let's listen to it now. All right, so I do have some things to say about that. Well, first of all, it's pretty short. You could easily make that longer. In fact, just as it ended, I was thinking this could be kind of halfway. So you've got probably another 2 minutes that you could fill. Are you concerned about that? Did you want it to be just over 2 minutes long? It starts rather abruptly. Oh no, it doesn't really actually. No, it sort of fades in quite nicely. You could maybe make that intro a little bit longer. There's a nice little sort of, what do you call it? Like thumb piano motif, which is a nice juxtaposition to the sort of heaviness of it. Yeah, I think you could just make it longer. I don't really think it sounds bad in terms of the mix. I mean, I don't really care about those things. I like feel and energy and sensation and stuff. I'm not really sort of listening, going, ooh, I think maybe you could do that. I think it could just be longer. You could easily sort of, where it kind of ends here with all this thing. You could easily go right back to sort of this stuff and then develop on that a little bit. I liked that kind of, there was like a girly kind of in there that was sort of like it was like a girly breath, but it was kind of like also a choked hi-hat. I thought that was a nice touch. Yeah, make it longer. I don't know. What kind of feedback do you want? Maybe I need to ask people what kind of feedback they want on these things specifically. I thought it sounded a second drop, says chat. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I think there's room for more stuff to happen. I think if you've sort of got to this point and you're kind of like, I don't really know what to do, then I would say that's a good opportunity to just remix what you've already done. Take these bits at the start and, develop on them even more. Kind of almost sort of, remix it or kind of reinvent it, lampoon it, and then bring it back to this blinky plonk motif, but then develop that a little bit more. Maybe bring in another bit of instrumentation. There's loads of room for more stuff to happen. That's really all I have to say. I hope that's valuable. I did say I didn't know if I was going to be very good at this feedback stuff, so don't come after me. Oh, the feedback was shit. I asked for some feedback and all I got was, I don't know. Guy's fucking useless. What a waste of time. I could have gone down the pub. You are watching Strangers from the Internet. Okay, I'm just going to pop that link in the chat in case anyone wants to go and follow Egrets on SoundCloud. Some of these links are quite poorly formatted. So yeah, also it's not just about, listening to music. It's about connecting with people. Maybe you might make a connection here. You might sort of find something and go, oh, I like this person. And then we connect. Okay, so now we're going to, what time is it? Oh, I could go for much longer, I think. Okay, so now we're going to have another track that has not been submitted for feedback. So someone in the chat, volunteer yourself to pick a number between 1 and 16, but not 4, not 9, not 11, and not 16. Do it now. Do it by saying the word me in the chat. Do it now. Okay, flightless oh, I can't read that on my tiny iPad screen. Flightless Aspidra. Flightless Aspidra. Please pick a number between 1 and 16, but not 4, not 9, not 11, and not 16. Do it now. 12. Okay, good. That was nice and smooth. So we're going to listen to SHM and Letterson. I think some of these names, they don't really roll off the tongue. But then maybe I'm just being decrepit. Or I should prepare ahead of time. But I like the spontaneity. I get the nervous energy of the live stream. Okay. Yon John Bovine demo with Letson. This has not been submitted for feedback. Let's have a listen, shall we? Is it playing? Yeah. All right, there we go. I've posted a link in the chat to that. I'm following this person. I believe this is Food for Gods, is it? Is that you? Food for Gods, you big regular. What am I doing? Right. Right. I need to get back in. Okay, right. Okay, right. Music. Stuff. Right. Okay. Oh, we've done so much. It's only 20 to 10. I thought maybe I would go for 2 hours, 2.5. See how I feel. Sometimes these things can go on a little bit longer than they should. But, you know, you can choose to stay as long or as little as you want. So now we will pick a song for some feedback. So I'm sure by now you've worked out the rules. So someone in the chat who hasn't done it already, say me, and I will ask you to pick a number between 1 and 43. Certainly not 44. And not 3, not 7, not 8, not 13, not 31, 32, 33, and not 43. So if you want that task, type me in the chat now. Do it now. First one to say it gets picked. Come on. I want to see those me's. Not you, Backfire. You've already done it. Marcel van der Ben. Pick a number between 1 and 43, not 3, not 7, not 8, not 13, not 31, 32, 33, and not 43. This is going to get very difficult. Marcel van der Ben. Pick a number between 1 and 43 that isn't 43, that isn't 31, 32, that isn't 13, that isn't 7 and 8, and isn't 3. 2 Fat Ducks 22. Oh, this is a Spotify. Oh, I didn't really want to play any Spotifys. I don't want to play a Spotify. I might get a copyright strike. No, we're not playing a Spotify. Sorry, pick another one. Sorry, everyone. I need to be more clear with the rules next time. I did not specify no Spotify. I did not specify no Spotify. Marcel van der Ben. Pick another number. Do it now. Not 0.1. That's just, you're just being silly. Marcel van der Ben. Pick another number. $26. All right, 26 it is. Okay, well, this is a SoundCloud. Okay, this is fine. This is by Elliot Robinson. Let's get this up. Jiggly Januals. Okay. All right. Jiggly Januals. Move on to another track feedback session on Strangers from the Internet. I'm going to run a poll on YouTube later if I should call this show Strangers from the Internet. Okay, let's listen to this. Is it playing? Oh, yeah. well. I think my jiggles have certainly been jaggled after listening to that. Wasn't that nice? What is business? What is business? What is hashtag business? Explain that to me. So yeah, this is a feedback thing. I mean, it sounds. I don't really know what to say. I knew I would have moments like this. I don't really know what to say. It sounds. I mean, it sounds pretty good and finished. Doesn't sound like that there's anything particularly missing. Particularly at the end, I started to sort of think, oh, it's got that really sort of old glitch where you sort of really exploit the aliasing that's going on when you're mangling the samples in that really kind of raw data sort of sense. Like even I think there were bits where the bass was kind of going all weird because there was some sort of aliasing going on with time stretched bass, which is kind of something that you really shouldn't do. But there's no reason why you shouldn't. And if you do, sometimes it might reveal these interesting flutters and stuff. Lovely artwork. Was released the 5th of April. Perhaps this was uploaded just for this show. I don't know, but maybe that would be cool. I like to hear strings and things. Sounds nice. Quite unconventional timing structure. It's not 16 steps looping. Yes, very much so. It's one of those fixed tags on SoundCloud. It's really dumb. I've used it. Lol. What is that? What does it mean? Business? Is it some trendy young people's thing? I know what business techno is, but what's business? Is there some business that needs clearing up? Answer me. Brian Porter, Ned, do you intend on incorporating guitars into your creations? I know you played back in the day. You just play guitar. I would totally be into hearing what you come up with. Well, I do play guitar pretty much every day, but I do sometimes think that I could do something with it. I did sort of last year. I just recorded some guitar stuff. I just fucking hate it. I hate recording the guitar. Every time I go to do it, I hit record and then I just go, oh God, I suck. But when I'm not recording, I'm awesome. I'm much better in a band than I am on record. I bought a new guitar recently. Well, I say recently, it was maybe a year ago, but one of my most recent ones that I've been playing quite a lot. I don't know if I like it, but I'm getting to know it. And I bought a Line 6 Helix sometime last year as well. I think it was Christmas. It was my Christmas present to myself. I found a bargain, one used on eBay for not much money, and I bought it. And I plug into that sometimes and like to explore the sounds. I don't really know. I did have one idea. I do have like an album in the back of my brain that I thought maybe could be mode 3. That I sort of wanted to do like a kind of noir drum and bass with some sort of muted Telecaster type sounds. Sort of like kind of surf meets 1940s detective drum and bass. That's kind of what I've got in my head, but I haven't written anything for it yet. It's just I've got some tracks. Like I sort of make tracks that don't do anything, but they've got like a texture. They've got like a palette. They're sort of little moods, tone poems. I don't know if that sounds really pretentious, but they're just sort of little. It's more like the tone of it. It's like I like these drum sounds. I like this guitar sound, but there's no music. It's just stuff. And I kind of think one day I'll have to write some music for that, but use that sound as a template. So I do, at some point, I will probably get around to it. But recording guitar is such a hassle. That's why I got into computers in the first place, because I was like, oh great, you don't have to play anything. You don't have to like keep doing a take and then another take and then another take. And like now, you've got take editing in Ableton, which is really good. But it's just like, oh, now I've got to go in and edit the takes. And I'm sort of a little bit old school where I kind of just want to nail it in one take. And then every time I try to do that, I'm reminded how horribly frustrating it is. And I know it's quick with computers because you can just stop, rewind instantly. In the 90s, when I went into a studio for the first time to record some guitar solos, it was like hell. Well, it wasn't hell, but it was sort of like, no, I screwed up, rewind. Then you wait for the tape to rewind. 30 seconds later, it's rewound to the point, and the engineer's like, okay, go, and you're like, oh, I'm not ready, and it's just awful. So, but I do have some stuff already on the internet that you can go and listen to that's got guitar on it. If you want to go and check that out on my Bandcamp, Ned T's Falcon. I was rewatching Knight Rider recently, and I'm sure loads of people are bored of me bollocking on about this, but I do really like mid to late 20th century TV library music. And I was watching Knight Rider, and actually, if you sort of take away that sort of evocative theme of Knight Rider that we all know, which is the sort of ding dicka 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 dicka, it's actually just straight up detective music, and there's some interesting sort of tonal shifts in there that I really like. There's loads of it in sort of John Barry and a little bit in sort of Morricone as well that I kind of want to get into. And then anyway, sorry, I've waffled on about myself. It's not about me today. Right, let's move on. In this episode of Strangers from the Internet, someone pick a number between 1 and 16. Not 4, not 9, not 11, not 12, not 16. Someone pick a number between 1 and 16, but not 4, not 9, not 11, not 12, and not 16. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 13, 14, 15. One of those numbers. Do it now. Do it. Do it now or I'm going home. Oh, I already am. Number 7, right, okay. All right. So this track has not been... Did I even give any feedback on that song? Sorry. This is very new to me, this format. I'm going to work it out as I go. That's a nice picture. What's that meant to be? Some sort of knitted owl. All right, this is Bloom Wilt Repeat. That's a fun name. Ballistic Holistics. Oh, I'm following this person already, it seems. Right, let's listen to this. That was Ballistic Holistics by Bloom Wilt Repeat on Strangers from the Internet. I was just reading. Oh, sorry, turn that off. I was just reading what Food for the Gods was saying about the Helix. It's so much less of a hassle to record for me. It's the software around, so I'm just using them. I mean, they sound fine, not fun to use. Okay. I've been a Line 6 fanboy probably since the late 90s. I've had like nearly every kind of pod and all of the Stomp things, and then I was like, I'm just going to buy the Helix because they're all in there. And it's actually I really, really liked it as a like external, both as a kind of direct recording setup and as like an external processor, which you can do all down the USB. So if you run it as an audio interface, you can record through the board. The audio goes down the USB into the computer, but you can monitor from the board, so there's no latency. That is really good. And then you can like route audio out of the computer via USB into the board and then back into the computer, so you can kind of reamp stuff. And you can do this multi-channel. So if you want to get like a dry signal, you can get that down USB, and you can get the process signal in like 4 channels if you want to have like 2 amps. And on the Helix as well, there's like, because there's 2 DSP chips, you can split the DSP like in half and sort of assign which chip it goes to. So if you want to have 2 amps and each amp has got like a ridiculous amount of different reverbs and delays, it does it really well with no latency, which it should, because it was fucking expensive. So actually, I think for recording, I kind of love it much better than using something like Guitar Rig, where you kind of have to deal with the latency a little bit and rely on a good sound card. Anyway, another thing I was going to say was that I kind of want to buy a hammered dulcimer, and rather than play guitar, I want to play the hammered dulcimer. I've got the Boss IR2. It's great. I meant plugins that I don't like. They're a real flow killer for me. Yeah, I've never. I had a Guitar Rig 5. I've got it. I don't really use it, and I liked it for processing stuff, but for recording guitar, it kind of sucked. Anyway, let's move on. Internet from the strangers. So now is the time. What time is it? Just gone 10. I'm quite happy to keep going. I'm having a nice time. So someone in the chat, you know what to do now. The numbers are not 3, not 7, not 8, not 13, not 22, not 26, not 31, 32, 33, and not 43. Pick a number between 1 and 43, but not any of those numbers I've just said. Just pick a number. Just type a number in the chat and I'll see if it works. $10. All right, 10 it is. This is by someone who has typed in a very, very strange artist name. Let's get this up. All right, this is going to be fun to pronounce. Let's have a look at this, shall we? Oh, the fuck is that? Go away. What was that? My notifications. I've got synths and they're multiplying and I'm losing control by CRX091081GB. What could it mean? It's like an Aphex Twin song title. What does it mean? It's so mysterious. Look at all this stuff here. This is cool. Is there a bigger picture of this? Hey, look at this. Oh, there's a Juno 60, SH101, Roland Echo. Some stuff in here. Maybe some old Roland JP stuff. What's that? This is cool. This person's serious. What are these things down here? Is that the SH02? SH02? What are these things? What's this thing here? Synth nerds, help me out. What is this? What is this stuff? Let's listen to it. Is this a track for feedback? They would like some feedback. Let's see what else they say. No, nothing else. Okay, let's listen to it. Wow. Well, there we go. That was fun. I think that's an Akai S3000, maybe an S250,000. Yeah. So there we go. That was CRX091081GB. And there's some tags here. Maybe this is some of the stuff that was used on that track. Yeah. All right. Do they want some feedback? Well, I can't actually really remember anything that's just happened. Let's see what else they say. I'll turn it down. I like the Amens. I think maybe there's a little bit more fluttery stuff on the synth lines. Could be nice. They sort of plonk around. You could maybe do a little bit of... I'm sort of wondering if this was all kind of like sequenced with hardware, in which case I'm sort of reluctant to sort of offer any criticisms, because I think that must be an absolute ball ache having to do all of that. It's a nice sort of like, with the amens, it's sort of like 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 that's sort of a nice kind of riffage, some amen riffage, fun sort of time stretches. I mean, if I am to give feedback on the premise that this track was submitted for feedback, I would say that maybe a little bit more sort of, I don't know, maybe some of the patterns could develop a little bit. They're a bit, some of them are a little bit like ba 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 da ba 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 da ba ba. You're doing this thing with the amens. You've got this nice call and response going with the amens. Why not do it with the synth lines as well? Ba 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 da ba 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 da ba ba da ba 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 da ba 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 da ba 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 da ba ba. And like mirror what the hell did I just do with my mouth? Maybe mirror some of that amongst all the instrumentation. There's this real kind of 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3, sort of mirror some of that feel with some of the other bits. Oh, I like the look of that Juno 60. That's sort of something I sometimes lust after, or a Juno 06. I sometimes lust after those. I saw one last year for not much money. I offered them slightly less than they were asking for if I collected it that day. They did not reply. I was ready. I was ready to go and grab it. I bet they weigh a ton. I bet they weigh as much as a Volvo. Okay, so that was, I'm going to put that in the chat. Where's the chat? Oh, it's down here. Oh, hang on. What's going on? Oh, I can't. Oh, the link's too long. Maybe I could do like a share, shorten link. There we go. There looks like there's some cool stuff in there. Like, I'm going to listen to some more of this because I like looking at, I like old gear porn. I like looking at it going, I want to touch that. I wonder what the filter's like on that thing there. I don't do things like that. That's disgusting. Yeah, I like the idea. I'm going to go and listen to some more of that. I think maybe that track, yeah, maybe a little bit more. Oh, I don't know. I feel bad saying all this stuff. Anyway, that was CR, the long name. I'm going to check out some more of that. I wonder what an X-Bass 09 is. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. So this is a good chance for me to pick a song that doesn't require any feedback so that I can go and use the little boys' room. So pick a number, chat, between 1 and 16, not 4, not 7, not 9, not 11, not 12, and not 16. Do it now. Do it now. Do it. Two. Thanks, Adam. 2 it is. And it's by Soul Machine. This, you can't really get much of a better name than Soul Machine, can you? Bring that in here. Let's get rid of that. I was thinking what I might do is post. Oh my God, go away thing. Oh, what is this? Get out of my life. What the fuck? There we go. Right. What I was thinking I might do was I will post the spreadsheet of all the submissions, including the ones that weren't played. So if you want to go and check out the ones that were not played, then you can. I will try and remember to do that. I was also sort of thinking something I want to sort of ask the chat right now, because I feel a little bit bad for not being a bit abrupt in not playing that Spotify link. because the thing is, I sort of this is sort of my business now, and I want to make as much money as possible, including getting all the ad revenue. And, you know, in the past when, you know, something gets flat, if it's my fault, then I'm just like, I don't care. I played something that was copyrighted. Let them take the copyright. But if I'm sort of wondering how to navigate this, because part of me is like, I don't want you to get the copyright. I want to get the copyright because this is my show, this is my channel, and I want all the ad revenue. But then there's part of me that's kind of like, well, actually, you're kind of helping them out, because if you get a copyright strike, well, not a strike, that's a bit strong, like a flag, if it gets flagged, then the person who owns the copyright is going to get the royalties anyway. So it's kind of like helping them out. But I don't really think that's how radio works. I'm struggling to navigate this because I don't want to be a dick, and I don't want people to say, I've played your song, you shouldn't be entitled to any ad revenue. But at the same time, I'm a little bit like, this is my show, I'm entitled to all the ad revenue. Help me reach a decision here, because I want to do the right thing. I want to be fair. I want everyone to be happy, but mostly I want me to be happy. It's a bit of a tricky one. This is kind of why I was like, I just want SoundCloud links, but I don't know. It's maybe going to get tricky after a while. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. It's like when I do a More Kicks Than Friends and I ask people, don't send me anything copyrighted, and they do, I'm a little bit like, oh. And then I sort of think, well, all right, you can take the ad revenue. But if that happens like multiple times in one stream, I don't really know how that works. Do all the people come in and go, we own the copyright to this? Like, what if I did a live stream and I played 10 copyrighted tracks that were all owned by various aggregates, and they all came in and went, we're taking the ad revenue? Like, how does that, I mean, I don't have to worry about that really. Anyway, I'm just chatting shit. Let's listen to this. I'm going to go for a piss. This is by Soul Machine, and it's called 1980 something. And it's from November 2022. Let's have a listen to it. Is it going to play? There we go. It's hard to tell how long it is. Well, I never made it to the gents at all because I was having too much fun listening to that. What was all that about? Wee, wee, wee. Soul Machine. It's sort of like a mashup of the 80s and the 90s at the same time, or a mashup of the 80s and the noughties at the same time. Isn't it fun that we can do these things? We can just take all these decades and all these eras and just bash them together and then something comes out. That was fun. Yeah, no, I do actually really need a piss. So I'm just gonna pick the next track and just take my chances. And then we'll come back and we'll maybe do one or two more feedback things. Backfire. Okay, Backfire. I recognize your name. We'll listen to your track. Since I see you in the chat.
Come with me as I travel through this strange and controversial environment.
Oh, bloody hell, it's only a minute long. It's 2 minutes long. I don't have time.
With the Candy Raver. End of the spectrum, bros are the alphas of the rave scene. Oozing with testosterone and travelling in packs, these relatively new inhabitants have certainly made themselves at home. Most couldn't tell you the name of the DJ. Find a rave that didn't have at least one of these creatures, usually found lurking around VIP rooms waiting for their next victim. This is the DJ Glueport.
All right, no, I had to listen to that as well because that was funny. Okay, now I'm definitely going to do it. We got Lord Timothy Dexter. This is going to give me some time. Here we go. Lord Timothy Dexter was actually helping me curate previous iterations of this show experiment. We'll listen to this right now. Okay, I'll be back in a sec. Okay. I'm quite pleased to have played that because I'm wondering if this is 19 days ago. So I was chatting with Lord Tim the other day, and he was telling me about something that he's doing that was kind of interesting. I'm wondering if this is something to do with that. Yeah, maybe. So I think he's got something in mind where he's going to release an album that you can only play on old consoles using some sort of tech. I don't know if he's in the chat. Maybe he'll post a comment later. But he was telling me about some sort of tech that he got where he could get access to something on one of the consoles and wrote a load of music. And then I think you can only play it back through the console. So he decided that he was going to release the album in a format that can only play on the console, as well as like, I think a digital thing. I don't know. But I wonder if this is maybe something from that project. I could be wrong. Yeah. Okay. Well, I've had my piss now. I don't know if it's snares or I don't know. But maybe we'll find out more about that later. Okay. So, sorry. That's so incredibly vulgar and a little bit of vom came out. Right, so we will do 2 more feedback songs and then I'm going to call it a day. This has already been going on way longer than it should have. So I'm going to pick 2 random ones now. I'm going to pick this one by Absence because I think that's kind of a funny sort of pun. Let's have a listen to this one. What the hell is that thing? Oh, God, that's kind of annoying. I don't know if I can turn that off. Okay, it's already playing. Go, rewind. Okay, so this is by Absence, and it's called Pollen, and it's from 11 years ago. Why do you want feedback on a song from 11 years ago? This doesn't make sense. Let's listen to it anyway. I've got it up now. If you haven't worked out in 11 years. Oh well. Is this the song of someone who has been asking for feedback on this track for 11 years and has never got it? Maybe now is the time. Well, that was very interesting. I agree with the chat. Some great choppage there. And sort of a weird, sort of spooky playfulness about it with those funny vocals. I'm slightly taken aback by it's 11 years old and only had 11 views. What does this mean? What's old is new. That's what it means. Okay. Great stuff. I'm sad I was never on the server and I didn't see the doc for sending feedback requests. Maybe next time, brother. Absolutely 100%. Don't worry. Just make sure you follow me on my various things and you'll see it eventually. Maybe I'll do one next week. I've had quite a good time doing this. And it's nice to hear all of these tunes. What are we doing? Let's do one more. I had to turn the iPad. Well, I didn't turn the iPad off. It just ran out of battery. I thought I had it charging. I thought it was plugged in and charging. So it's going to take me slightly longer to navigate this now. Let's have a look here. I'm just going to pick a name that I sort of actually I'll tell you what, before I do that and maybe wrap this up, just want to share something with you. If you're in London, why has that formatted like that? Okay, if you're in London on May the 16th 2025, get yourself down to the Temple of Art and Music in Elephant and Castle or somewhere around there. Oh, it says there, SE1 6DR. Get a ticket now. I'll post this link. If you're in London, come to this show. It's More Kicks and Friends in London. Who'd have thought that it would ever happen? It's happening. Maybe it could be the first of many. Come and see this from 6:30 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. That's 6 hours of stuff. Look at this plethora of brilliance here. Look at all these people. Ross Flight, Sculpture, Broken Semitone, Triangle Man, Alien Alarms, Kinga Yannicka. Why is that thing hovering there? Riggs and Dave Rage, Dave Rage, J Normal, Palmer Eldritch, Old Fiend Brow, Human Synthetics, and this chancer, I don't know who that is. The internet's best fringe electronica show comes to the Temple Arts of Music inside Mercatio Metropolitano, which is a really fun sort of indoor street food supermarket that also has this really cool venue. Come and see it. Come buy your tickets. Click this link here. Buy a ticket. They are 12 something. How much are they? Oh, they're $14.25 for 6 hours of audio visual delights. London, May 16th, 2025. Come and see. It would be lovely to see you. We will have a nice time. Do that. Do that now. How do you get Ned Rush on this lineup? Crazy. All right, let's pick another track and then I'm going for something that has an interesting name, something that I've not seen before. Okay, I'm going to go with this one, which I can't pronounce. Let's go with this one here. This is Insertiser. Insertiser Inc. It's had a couple of plays, it's had a couple of comments. All right, we're going to wrap up with this. So before we do that, oh, I'm following them already. Before we do that, this has been a sort of test pilot episode for Strangers from the Internet. The theme of the show has been a little murky, I'll admit that. I like to iron these things out as I go. I'm sort of someone who kind of likes to jump in unprepared and work out what didn't work and what worked and then develop it, rather than spend a really long time preparing and kind of maybe sometimes never actually doing it because you're fretting so much about how much preparation. That's just kind of how I do things. So perhaps this time there were good bits, there weren't so good bits, things I could work on, because this was kind of a feedback themed episode. I would like you now to give me feedback, either right now in the chat or in a comment if you're watching this back, or in a comment if you're watching this live and can't think of anything right now, so that we can turn this into something that could be pretty cool. We can hang out, listen to music, have a nice time, pat each other on the back, make new friends, make new connections, find new things. That's what it's all about. So I invite you to do that. I will not take it personally. I promise. All right, so we're going to listen to this now by Oh, shut up, clip. Shut up, clip. Stop. You know what? I've just remembered that even if I wanted to do one next week, I won't be able to because I'm house sitting. So perhaps the weekend after, when I will no longer be house sitting. Okay, I think that's good to wrap it up there now. So thanks everyone for coming in and hanging out with me and each of us. And if you want to get involved in something like this again next time I decide to do it, then keep an eye on my feed, yo, because I will post the form again, and I will find a way to post a link to the spreadsheet of all the submissions, so that if you want to go and hear any of them again or listen to the ones that didn't get played, then you can do that too. I'm going to work out how to do that. I'm going to do that tonight whilst I watch TV. I'm going to go and finish watching Grand Theft Auto 4, the sitcom. Yeah, that's it. And if you're on Patreon, you can download this funny little XY repeater thing that I'm working on. I'm gonna kind of want to make these slightly tendinitis inducing Max for Live things that you just sort of click in here and they'll do stuff. Or you can just click here and use these things like that. But there's a problem. I already know there's a problem. It's because of the fucking clicks. That's what it is. It's because you have to get rid of the clicks. And it's an absolute pain in the arse. I spent so long trying to develop that, trying to work out that, and it still doesn't work anyway because it's all to do with resetting the phase of the phaser. It's crap. I just hate everything. I'm just not going to bother. Okay, that's it, everyone. Thank you for watching Strangers from the Internet. See you next time.